On today's Kirkwood and Dunn, while you have been able to watch our draft and our best of show, it's been a while since Tim and I have caught up. So we have a long episode for you to talk about all things from my vacation to all the Indiana football and basketball news, as well as some national conversations that have been going on while we've been away. You can follow Kirkwood and Dunn on our new platform on Facebook, Instagram, X, and TikTok, as well as like and subscribe on Apple Podcast, YouTube, and Spotify, and make sure that you do like and comment. It really does help out the podcast a lot. Let's go.
Powered by Riverside.
Tim, it is great to be back.
Is it?
I've been itching. I know I'm coming back from Mexico. We'll talk about that in a second, but I'm itching to do a podcast. There's so much to talk about. And we've been off for a week and a half. And I know it's truly the off season. We're post spring game, post draft. Everyone is recruiting and doing all that stuff, and Indiana doesn't seem to be doing that. So you would think that there's not a lot to talk about, but there is plenty to talk about, which
You're like
I am very excited.
the Dave Chappelle meme. You're on vacation, but you're just itching. You got a fix in that you need. Anybody got any of those news clip headlines? I got to get a podcast out. I can't relax on this beach in the beautiful sun and weather. I got to get. Anybody got any clips?
See, my thing is when you're doing stuff that you love, it's not a work. Like the Steve Jobs.
There it is. Yeah,
I'm not working a day in my life. This is I enjoy this, and for one, we're going to talk about the drafts. We did a best of show. People were very nice about us doing that, and listening to that and reliving some memories, which was really cool. I actually want to start this out because a listener sent us this. So it's either Sarah or Cara, Cara. This is I wish there was audio.
How is that a Sarah? How is a CA?
I just was in
France?
Mexico, friend.
In France,
no,
it's a C. C-A-R-A is a Cara. That's a hard C sound.
It's a hard C.
For sure. Kirkwood and Dunn's spelling bee is coming up soon.
Honestly.
Let's do that episode.
Actually, audio-wise, if you tell me a word, just say, if you would have said Sarah, I would have said S-A-R-A. If you would have said Cara, I would have said K-A-R-A. So that's how I would say it, but obviously people do it differently. So that Sarah is a neutral letter for me.
The only thing in your argument would be Michael Sarah is spelled C-E-R-A.
C-E-R-A. Maybe so that's what my mind's doing.
That's where you're getting the C sound. I would say I think that's a hard K sound. Cara. C-A-R.
Well, shout out Cara for sending us during the bye week for us, the best of week. She just pops into our Instagram DMs and sends us an Andrew Davis clip of Charlie Becker going into the store. I was like, this is fantastic. I was like, they got smart. They put Charlie Becker now.
Yeah.
They need to change the billboard coming into town, but they got smart. They're lying to football. Charlie Becker looked great in his Andrew Davis suit. So shout out. I don't think she's an Andrew Davis employee. I just think she's a Kirkwood Dunn listener, hearing us disparage Andrew Davis and wanted to make sure that we knew Charlie Becker was coming into their store and they're aligning with football.
She's a big Charlie Becker fan, so she's like, give him his flowers. He's getting the endorsement deals too. Andrew, Leal's out. We're moving on.
Yeah, who isn't a Charlie Becker fan? To be honest with you, with Charlie Becker's rising stardom, except for pretty much every national podcast that refuses to put him on any list. Thank you for Cara for that. Cara, we're going to go with that. If it is Sarah, please let us know on Instagram because I want to know. Because Trent might need a win. You never know with Tim. You guys stack those away. Tim's right a lot of the time, so I got to stack those away whenever I can. All right, hey Tim, Mother's Day. Special shout out to all the moms who are recording on Mother's Day. Indiana's had some, obviously this year was a big year for moms when it came to Indiana, with obviously Fernando Mendoza doing his thing and raising money. Okay. Okay, let's talk about moms, and then I have a question for you. So shout out moms.
Shout out
who else
moms,
is here's some famous moms. Like Khalil Benson's mom's pretty popular. I
She's
think
pretty
Roman Himby's mom's
active.
pretty active.
Mhm.
LaFreed's mom is active on Twitter. She's a listener of the podcast. Like I'm trying to think of
Mama Kamish is very active
Mama
on Twitter.
Kamish.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nick Marsh's mom,
Oh yeah, Nick Marsh's mom
she's
was
very active.
she was firing off at people.
Yeah, so sorry if we miss any moms out there. Indiana's got a lot of moms. Tim and I's moms are very special to us, so shout out to moms. They're both letting us do a podcast today instead of guilting us for not being physically at home in Hammond or Kansas City. So shout out for them for being supportive of the podcast is how I like to think of it.
That's exactly. They're loyal listeners.
Yes,
First subscribers.
exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, now sorry, my question that on the Fernando Mendoza. While I was gone, Fernando Mendoza donates, I think $500,000 I saw to the University of Miami for MS research. It's very cool that he's doing that.
Yeah.
And now I'm gonna make a joke. Is it the most like boss thing to like beat a team who doesn't recruit you and then still go in and be like, you know what? Little guys, here's some money.
Yeah.
Here's some money to your university. I mean, it's obviously not his intention and stuff like that, but it's a pretty boss move.
Well, Fernando could donate that to Indiana, like University Medical School. He could donate that to Cal. He could donate to just like a Johns Hopkins, like a preeminent, cancer research facility or something else. The fact that he went to Miami, like goes to Miami, yeah, it's his hometown. But it's also very funny because if you're the University of Miami, not that they would turn it down, but you can't turn it down. You have to be like, thank you, Fernando. You are so generous, because you can't have a headline out there of like University of Miami turns down $500,000 donation to fund cancer research. So you just have to be there and like take it. Just be like, yes, we would love to name a building after you, Fernando, in our cancer research wing.
I'm assuming since he's donating to MS research at the University of Miami, like he's doing it because his mom probably has participated in, research or trials or recovery at the University of Miami health system.
Yeah.
Like I think they have a pre-hospital system, which is why they're doing it. But to your point, how many times have we been at football games and they've brought out donors to thank them for like their big donation to stuff? And it's like third quarter, it's Duke in Miami. No one's in the stadium because no Miami fans actually show up to things. And they're like, and now turn your attention to the south end zone where Fernando Mendoza is recognized for his contribution to MS research at the University of Miami Health System, blah, blah, blah. And it's like Fernando Mendoza's there. The 13 fans in the crowd would be livid.
It's the best. It's great. Shout out to Fernando. Just continues to win and win and win. And just another example of him being the absolute best.
Like he's like maybe all-time good guy. Like Kirk Cousins, the fact that Kirk Cousins is also in Las Vegas and then Fernando's in the same room is like the nicest quarterback room one would ever see. And that, which is pretty crazy. Okay. So I'm back from Mexico. I have one question for you about getting back from Mexico.
Yeah.
Are limos overrated?
Ooh, good question. I was actually thinking, because I was out to dinner last night and I saw a huge, like new stretch Escalade limo, which like you don't see a ton of.
Yeah.
And I was thinking to myself, wait a second, are limos back? Are we coming back? Like we hit a big like Uber era of things where you could just like Uber Black yourself, like your own personal ride. But like you and I grew up in an era where like you went to prom in a limo.
Yeah.
Like the wedding party had a limo. There was like those sorts of things. And I was literally thinking last night, I think limos might be back. They went away for a minute. I think they're coming back.
So in Mexico, if you ever get a chance to go to an all-inclusive resort, which is what my wife and I do, we usually get picked up by like a sedan or SUV like a Lincoln
Yeah.
Navigator or something like that, and they take you to resorts. It's a nice perk. I'm a big when I do my one vacation a year, I don't want to do anything, so I build into the budget to be picked up from my home, fly nice first
Uh-huh.
class, and then like get picked up
Yeah.
privately at the airport in Cancun, and then taken.
Uh-huh.
I have no kids. This is how I can do this. But
You like being referred to as Mr. McGee quite
yeah,
often.
100%. Senor.
If this is a service that doesn't use the title Mr. at the beginning, you're
Yeah.
not using it.
No. Even one wild curve. I don't even go by Trent when I'm in
Right.
Mexico. By my legal name Samuel, like Samuel, like that's
Sir, yes, sir.
Yeah, sir, Samuel, Senor. So yeah, no, I do enjoy doing that. But we got picked up by a Lincoln Navigator, and like that's nice, right? It's just like
Yeah.
you get your captain's shares, blah blah blah. We got going the way back because of logistics and stuff. They gave us a limo, and it was a stretch Lincoln Navigator limo. And I just was in there, and I'm like, I was thinking about prom, I was thinking about all those things, and then every bump we hit on the Cancun highway, which there's plenty.
Oh, no.
It is just like it rattles the whole thing. Like the shocks on a limousine are never been good. Like they've
No.
not figured that out. Like we're gonna be curing cancer before we figure out shocks on a limousine. And I'm just thinking to myself, I think this is kind of an overrated experience. If there was 12 of us in the car or 6 of us or
Yeah.
whatever, that would be fun. Like we could talk to each other. But for 2 people, give me a sedan and SUV. That was the thing I wanted to take away from my Mexico trip. Is like, is limousines overrated? So you think they're back though?
I think they're back, but you are right. Like you have to have a group. Like,
Yeah.
I think there was a run there for the last decade where people abandoned the notion of getting a group limousine. We're just like, figure out your own Ubers. Like, if you want to take an Uber Black or something, fine. Like, do whatever you want. But like everybody, you can just go figure out your own Ubers. I think they might be back because this was like a brand new one I saw downtown Indy last night. I was like, dang, I didn't know they were still making limousines. So this one was clean. It looked good.
Yeah, and I think if you have a group now, like I would prefer the party bus over a limousine. I mean, there's probably like a threshold. 6 people on a party bus isn't great. 15 people is not great in a limo. So like you probably cross over, but I don't know. I don't have that many friends. So it would be like Tim and his lady and my wife and I in a party bus.
Yeah.
It would just be like
and the owner of a bar. Like wait a second, what are we doing here? We have a bar that we can go to.
Yeah, we can just go to the bar.
Yeah.
Except that owner of the bar who's been on our podcast before, Ben, would be rocking in that party bus. He'd be DJing.
Yeah, that's true.
He would probably prefer that. Anyways. All right, Tim, we did have a draft while we were gone. Any reaction to the Villains draft and everything came out? Maybe an all-time 1-1 to 1-2 pick and a complete fumble by Alec Keyser, who voted for himself to get off the draft.
Yeah, listen, and honestly, that was a good move by him to immediately recognize his mistake. I didn't want to be the person that had to do it, but we had to recognize the greatest villain of all time. Tough. I am interested in how the voting is going. I noticed we went replies only. So that was a little tough, I think, but I thought that I killed that draft. And part of that was just Alec's mistake, but that's okay. I'd rather be lucky than good. So I felt like I had a strong draft.
Well, I waited after the traditions draft. Usually I put out, who the winner is and like clip it up, and then also I would clip the Villains draft as well, because that voting ended last night. And I won both drafts.
Unbelievable.
So I feel bad. Is being the guy that does the social media, if you notice, it's very rarely things that I do or say, just because I feel so weird about clipping myself and to be like, Trent's the best, So if I won the traditions draft kind of handily with 54% of the vote.
Wild.
Because I thought Grace,
Monroe
I would have voted
Lake.
for Grace.
Yeah, I thought Grace killed it.
I don't even know the traditional name of the local lake in Bloomington.
Right. Jeez.
By the way, we talked about this last draft. I think you're right. I started looking at all the lakes around here, and they're all Lake Michigan, all of them. in Kansas and Oklahoma and Missouri, it's all name of lake.
Yeah.
So I think it's like a regional dialect.
It is, but then I thought about it too. I mean, there is Griffey Lake right next to campus, and that is name lake.
That's true.
But it is, I never think of it. I always think of it most time as like lake whatever.
Yeah. Anyways, 54% of the vote won that one. Grace came in second. And then Griffin, who had the most viral moment of the draft, which was mostly about the Marching 100, who he didn't even take. He took IU fight song, but he didn't take the Marching 100 like he did in the honorable mentions. But he came in third and Sammy came in fourth. Then our draft, which was a lot closer, but also had a lot less votes, which is not great because that usually means since I actually quote tweeted it and like said, hey, vote for me, blah, 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 probably why I won since I have a decent following on X. But I would have voted for Tim. You had the funniest draft of anybody. I think I had an actually good college football history villain draft. But I ended up winning with 42% of the vote.
42%. What's it, like 8 out of 10 votes? Yeah.
Yeah, like not that much.
Yeah.
But I got 5 votes out of 12.
Yeah, I'm going to claim.
No. Oh, no. Sorry, 37% of the vote. Because you actually won Instagram.
Ooh,
you won our Instagram vote. So
this is a big stop the steal moment for me. Like this is
also why I didn't put it. People are going to think that I was like, I rigged this thing. I don't rig it.
Well, you rigged it by not having a poll.
Fair.
You got to have a poll with a click button, not the reply.
I did have a poll.
Not on Twitter.
Replies. Yeah, you did. Yeah, I did. It's in the replies.
Yeah,
it says vote in the replies, and the poll is right there.
I saw it as
I do that for every draft. I copy exactly what Barstool Chicago does because you can't put an image and a poll in the same thing. So you put the poll underneath the image. Just because you don't know how to work X doesn't mean I have to placate you to like figure out how to get 10 more votes.
All I saw was like text replies, like people needed to comment a reply as their vote.
People do that, but those votes don't count. It's the poll. On TikTok, there is no poll feature, so we have to say comment in the replies.
Yeah. Okay. Well, listen, I will be reviewing this with my legal team. This is a shame. This is a shame. Look, where I'm not seeing anything. I'm gonna have to.
I don't know what to tell you. Like there's multiple people that figured out how to vote in this thing. Multiple people. Not a lot of people, but multiple people figured out how to vote in this thing. Okay, so the replies, and then boom! Look at that, everybody.
I found it.
Yeah,
this is insane.
You got the one Qualtrics vote. I should make sure that doesn't skew our. No, I beat you by 2 votes, so that would have made it closer.
I did have a number of people arguing that I should have taken Purdue Pete instead of Brutus the Buckeye, but my response to all those people was like, "But we kicked their ass like in football.
Yeah.
Like this is not." No, we don't. I mean,
all those people need to vote more.
Yeah,
to help you out. I honestly, the thing is that what will happen with this, especially when we get guys like college football with Sam on, is we have a more national audience. So I think you played to the national audience more than the Indiana audience. Like it just stretches a little bit more. So I think it was good game theory. I think I had a good draft. I just think I would have voted for you. Which I didn't vote for you, because if I would have voted for you, you would have won.
Right.
Because one vote would have skewed it.
So
I don't know. Am I number 1 on the leaderboard? Yes, I am all time.
Sure.
So I'll figure out how I can do this later. All right. Let's talk about a couple of news and notes for Kirkwood and Dunn before we get into all catching up on all the news and getting Tim's takes on some of these things. Kirkwood and Dunn. I just got to sigh here. It's now on Facebook.
Hey!
Yeah, we're now on Facebook. I've had a few listeners ask
I
us
am
about
so
being on Facebook.
thankful that my aunts can now consume Kirkwood and Dunn
Yeah.
content because that's the only social media platform she's on.
I've had a few people say, "Are you on Facebook?" And we hadn't been on Facebook mostly because Tim and I are not active Facebook users.
Yeah.
Literally, Tim's Facebook profile picture still is, "I got my COVID shot."
Yep,
I saw
shut
that
up.
when I
Yep.
logged in for the first time in 3 months yesterday, which is hilarious.
Get the
But we're not
Fauci
very
ouchie,
active.
people.
We're not very active Facebook users. So we then created a page so you can go check that out and follow us. If you're if you're an active Facebook user, it's gonna be a lot of the same content that we have on all other platforms. Not too big a deal. But I do have to ask Tim. Tim, do we lean into the AI and just start doing what you see other Facebook profile pictures do of like, Elijah Surratt just had a child, and this child is like the first saint that the Pope has recognized since 20, like all this type of stuff.
I was thinking, because to me, granted, I'm like one type of Facebook user, which is not much, but the one thing I would like, and why I still have it, is like sometimes to dabble in Facebook Marketplace. Like, do we just start creating fake marketplace ads? Like,
yeah, let's get banned on Facebook.
Here is a football, and it is Carson Beck's last college interception. Like, it's just all these things that we just like make some fake posts about, and we just lean into Facebook Marketplace as like products by Kirkwood and Dunn. I think that's what we lean into.
So if you're a Facebook user, again, go follow us. We have 0 followers right now. It's always very humbling when you start something new. But we started stuff new in November, and it kicked off. And so it was pretty good. We're going to try to do another draft or a few interviews over Memorial Day weekend. Summer's going to obviously be a lot more fluid in what we're trying to do, and vacations come up and stuff like that. I'm done with vacations. I know Tim's got a few planned. So we'll try to do some stuff that are fun and creative. But we're glad to just be back to our normal schedule. And speaking of schedule, let's catch up on some news while I was out and you were following along, keeping tabs of everything while I was gone. Indiana moves their first Big Ten game to a Friday night game. And when I say Indiana moves, the TV networks move, because people need to understand Indiana has no say over this at all. The only people that maybe have the most say are Ohio State and Michigan, who this seems to never happen to. And I think they just have more leverage in terms of everyone wants to keep Michigan and Ohio State pretty happy, because you don't want to see them threatening to split off like they did when the private equity thing came up, and then all of a sudden the private equity thing was dead. So that's how you know about the leverage that these other teams have. And Indiana's not there yet of trying to have that leverage. We get moved to Friday night because we pull ratings. So like they want to boost their Friday night stuff, but it is the first Big Ten game. It is Northwestern. Tim, what was your reaction when you saw this?
My reaction was, your worst Indiana related uncle is so mad about this. Because was he going to go to the local high school and watch his nephew or his son play football? No, he had other plans. But now he's definitely not going to do it because the Hoosiers game is on Friday night. The people, like, the reaction to this of like, this intrudes on high school football is fucking sane, people. We're talking about 50,000 people at Memorial Stadium. The only like real maybe gripe is like, oh, my kid plays at Bloomington North or Bloomington South or like Edgewood or something. And it's like, what are we going to do? But like, so go to the fucking Edgewood game, go to the Bloomington South game, like record the IU football game and watch it later. Like, this is absolutely a TV ratings thing. If you want Indiana football to be able to pay Curt Cignetti like he's the best coach in college football, then you have to take the good with the bad, which means sometimes you're going to get moved to a Friday night, I would actually take this mostly as a positive thing, right? That like, this shows a way for Indiana to get bodies, like get viewers, get eyeballs on them. They wouldn't just pick anybody. They wouldn't pick Northwestern Minnesota for this, but it is also but you're not Ohio State and Michigan, which I thought was a very, very salient point by you. Like, they don't get put into this because they don't want to risk losing it on a Saturday. So Indiana's in a a middle ground sweet spot of they can draw some eyeballs, but also they're not quite the national reputation of some of these other teams that get moved to a Friday night.
A good example of this is USC and Oregon both got moved to Friday nights. We're probably now in that tier of drawing eyeballs that it's worth the risk of moving us off a Saturday. Excuse me. The one thing that I do want to say there, I think there's two kind of crappy things about this. One is why announce it May 2nd, 3rd, 4th, whatever it was. Like, why not announce it when you did your schedule release show? Because it is true that people do rush to go buy hotel rooms and season tickets and like fly in, and especially with Indiana and the Chicago relationships we have, and like they might come down for that game. Like people plan around those things. There's no reason why when I was sitting here in the middle of February watching the Big Ten Network show that this game wasn't announced that it was on a Friday.
I mean,
I know they do their TV drafts, and that's what like they literally like we do at Kirkwood and Dunn where we draft people. They literally do that for games,
for network games. Yeah, and that's what I would guess is the actual reason was that they hadn't sort of divvied up the games amongst the networks. There's a little bit of logistics to then take. It's not normal to play on a Friday, and so you do have to figure out like, well, wait, do these certain teams like is the venue literally booked? You know, like there are concerts now being held in football stadiums across the country all throughout like the late summer and into the early fall. Like, can we move this game here, whatever else? Indiana doesn't have those things because we can't get a concert act to come to Bloomington. So like this is like some like it's just back end logistics of stuff of why it doesn't get announced in February, but does get announced in May. I'm mostly fine with it. Like, all right, it's whatever. I'll be watching. It doesn't bother me. And I think if it bothers you, you kind of need to see the bigger picture here.
On a positive side of things, someone pointed out is it gives Kurt Cignetti an extra day to prep for their first road Big Ten game, which is, I think, a great astute point. You got that extra Friday. You know Cignetti's going to do that. I honestly, though, I just thought of this. I bet you Cignetti's pissed about it.
Why?
Because Cignetti loves to have a routine in a schedule. And this would mess up a routine in a schedule. And like, he's going to be fine. It didn't really mess us up in the Rose Bowl, but like, you know, your first road game and
he hated the Rose Bowl schedule when he wanted to fly the team out. Now, the nice thing is this is a home game. So it's kind of not that. And I mean,
it's not a business.
Okay, cool. We get to, but our first road game is at Rutgers, right? Like, I think we can dog walk into there and we'll be just fine against the Scarlet Knights.
I don't know. Piscataway on a Saturday, probably going to be a noon game. You never know. They can get feisty up there. The Scarlet Knights can. All right. So the other news that came out yesterday, more relevant news, Indiana loses out on a in-state kid from Franklin Central, Brewer, excuse me. Jalen Brewster is the other guy. Jace Brewer, who's a 4-star edge. He goes to he declares for Michigan over Purdue, Indiana, and Tennessee. I think was his Final Four.
Are you okay, Trent? Let's just really come on. Let's just let it all out here. Trent's recruiting therapy session. How does this make you feel?
I need it. And it's more of just like, Trent, just don't say anything because like people are going to get mad no matter what you say. Like you even had immediately, you had in like, I think Hoosier Mays or something like that, or I forget, his Twitter handle. But he put out like a very normal, this doesn't make sense to me. Like Indiana's on the come up. Kyle Whittingham's a new coach who probably won't be there very long. Michigan's been through all this stuff. He's a local kid. Indiana's clearly got plenty of NIL money. Like he basically was like, it just doesn't make sense. Like he just asking the question. And he got blown up for just saying the logical question. Oh, Sig we trust. And then you got like other freaking burner accounts. It's like Indiana didn't even want him. What are we doing here, people? Like, this space is so toxic right now, and it drives me insane that no one can be like, oh yeah, I kind of wanted the freakishly athletic kid out of Indy, and that would have been nice to have.
Yeah, maybe. I think you discount the many, many variables that exist in high school football recruiting. That, like, yeah, for all we know, Sig actually does want this kid, and he actually wants to come to Indiana, but he's committing to Michigan now as a leverage play to get more NIL money before the final actual NLI, like before he actually signs the letter. This is just a commitment, and you know very well that in college football circles, kids, we were hosting the number one player in the country who's been committed, air quotes for our non-YouTube listeners, to Texas Tech for like a year. Like this is just
But
like
now
this
you're
is
just
just going out on a
that
date.
people make. You're making the argument that people make, and it's a great argument and it's true. But then let's never talk about recruiting until
I agree.
literally 2027.
Or not even talk.
2027.
We should talk about recruiting when letters are signed. That's the point where we should talk about it.
Maybe not even that. They might transfer. They might get kicked off the team.
Well,
off the roster.
True, but it's like it's the best first point in time to be talking about recruits is like when letters are signed. That's could they stay, and all those things could happen. Could they not develop and not turn into a good player? Sure. Like there's still many things to go when we think about the program pipeline and the talent pipeline, but the early stage, like it is all just like eye candy. Ooh, Manjon Sales doing a retweet. Who's on campus? Look at their photo with Sig. These things are all just
who visits and on campus is stuff I don't get excited about. But it's again, we've talked about this at length, and our listeners are like, Trent, shut up, because I get it that most of the people are in Tim's camp.
Yeah,
but it's like it is momentum. It is like it's freaking May. Like, and this was a national YouTube on Rivals commitment, and like people, if Indiana would have gotten that commitment over Michigan and Tennessee, because who cares about Purdue, we would have just absolutely been like, oh, look, Sig dropping the bag. Like you would have been, I know exactly. You would have got the gift, and you did the money thing and like all this type of stuff.
Money phone.
You would have been just as excited. So like, you can't like get excited and do that. And then also just, and you're not doing this. You are not doing this.
Right.
But our fans of going, as soon as he commits to somebody else, well, we didn't want him anyways. Like, it's like, this is the most little brother thing in the world. Like, just like you don't get your way. So you're like, well, I never really liked it. I never really wanted it that way in the first place. Like, it's the most, it's annoying to me because I was 15 years old when I first signed up for Rivals to like get like recruiting news. Like that's how long ago.
This is how warped your brain is, though, because you've been on Rivals 100%. For 20 years.
Yes. But I mean, I don't.
You had dial-up internet, and we're going to rivals.com.
You are not kidding. My brother and I shared a same username. We'd go on message boards and all stuff. I don't do any of that stuff anymore. The only reason why I do have a Rivals account right now, and on 3 and Pigs or whatever, is because one, I feel like it's good business to have that for this podcast, to like know what people are saying or go see the recruiting news and stuff like that. But outside of there, I am just, I do like the recruiting. And when I continually get Oregon commitment, freaking UCLA just
did clean up a bunch of commitments. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm like, what? My whole thing is like, I need to look it up. I think Hoosier Maze or whatever, but he's like, I'm like, why is it not going our way? Because even if they don't stick, like the Louisville kid, the kid that switched to Louisville, Javion Brown, Jahide Brown.
Yeah.
Then like it's still like it's weird. Like Indiana should be doing better than Kentucky at this moment, and they're not.
I guess so, but like these things are still so early. Like I would just caution a little bit of judgment. Like would I rather have commitments? I guess so, but would you tell me would I rather have this kid or Mason Oglesby? I might rather have Mason Oglesby. Like
but they're different positions.
But but they're different positions, but they are the same set of potential new players for the same set of money, right? Like, for all we
Oh.
know, this could be earmarked in some ways, and it's just not as Mason Oglesby, like, really? Like, he hasn't signed the national letter? Like, yeah, there's still
Yeah.
so it's like, I just think there is so much that is underreported, and mostly because it would be hard to find out a little bit of like what really is the backroom dynamics. Did we really lose this kid and we really wanted him, which would be bad? Was he backup plan B after a Mason Oglesby or something? Like where I mean, this is an absolute thing that is going to be coming to college football here, and college basketball into, which is like, what is the free agent buzz? What is the recruitment buzz? Because the recruitment buzz since Trent was on Rivals back in '06 was like, ooh, look, this kid took a campus tour and is in the weight room. Like, or, ooh, this program added a new weight room, or they've got a new cafeteria just for athletes. That'll get the recruits to come. Now this is professionalized sports. This is agents, it's contract negotiations, it's this team is interested at this amount. What is my playing time future here? How do these things stack up? Who else are you going to bring in either before me or after me? Like, there's so many variables now in terms of the talent pipeline that I'm hesitant to jump on anything as this is good or bad.
And to your point, I'm just saying we should watch the data points and go, maybe Indiana isn't that great at all those variables. Like
Possibly, yeah.
maybe we weren't the best. Maybe Sig should always stay in the developmental guys.
Yeah, in the transfer portal as your sort of, left leg, right leg to your sort of talent pipeline and just dominate that, because he's proven to be able to dominate the transfer portal. That could absolutely be it. Who knows? Like, you are right that, yes, the biased Hoosier fan in me would have absolutely tweeted out money phone gif of the kid and been like, Dolson and Hoosiers Connect dropping bags again. If we did get the commitment, I would have done the same thing. I am now taking my medicine on the other side, and I'm just going like, well, who knows? Like, let's just wait and see. Let's see how it turns out.
I've done a lot of waiting.
Yep, and you're going to do a lot more waiting and a lot more seeing. I will be, actually, I will say, I think if we get to NLI day and whatever else, when the class is more or less baked and we're not like a top 20 class, I will be worried. You can count on that. Like, there's no reason that after national title season, we should not be bringing in a top 20 class. Like,
a
that would
national
be
title season and a very clear ability to develop guys
and put guys in the draft. Like this
Yes.
is the,
this is my point,
that would be my worry. Yeah.
And this is what I'm going to get smoked on in the internet is like, just trust. And I'm like, I get it.
Trust and Zig.
Yeah, everyone can black out for 15 minutes and be Tim Burn fans while we talk about this, but I'm still going to be there. And guess what? When they get a commitment, I'm not going to just be like, oh, like I was wrong. Like, I want to see how it all shapes out and shapes up and it goes. The one thing that I'll continue to say, though, is that Indiana for the last 2 years was since Sig really got there in November 23 and then on, so like kind of 1.5 years. Everybody has talked about Indiana's ability to be on guys early, identify players, and then they shoot up the star rankings. Like, you're starting to see that more and more now. I think there's a cornerback commitment we have, and I don't have the commitment list in front of me, that like kind of the same way. Like, he won the college or high school pro day thing that the combine thing that they did. He was the fastest guy there, and everyone, then Notre Dame gets on him and all that stuff. And you're starting to see that where these rivals and Peegs on 3 Scout 24/7, whatever, they're seeing this and they're going, oh, Indiana's offering a guy, we need to watch him. And so are other teams. So like, even the ones that we're identifying early, other teams are getting on board with and going, okay, we got to try to shake that from the Indiana tree. So it's a fight. It's a war. And I would like to win some battles. The war is not over until signing day, but I'd like to win some battles every once in a while. Okay. A lot of post-spring polls came out last week, and I don't know what the hell changed in people's polls from after the transfer portal closed to now, what the heck changed? Like, Indiana was mostly average, probably 3, 4, 2 on a lot of like sites polls. Almost everyone, except for like College Football with Sam, which we know he's going to keep them high, but like most of the big media people dropped them to 6th. There was one person, I think one media site I saw Twitter scrolling through while I'm in a pool, said like literally they pulled all their riders and Indiana was 6th in every single
one
poll.
Brand, baby. Helmet
It
watchers. It is helmet watchers.
It's crazy to me.
I will tell you what it is, which is we all went through the NFL draft season and college football media was reinforced in the, don't worry, the 2027 quarterback class is going to be so great. It's like all the NFL teams can think about is the 2027 quarterback class. And that's why they're not trading picks next year. They're like all this other stuff. So then everybody was like, hey, you know who's going to be really great? Arch Manning. It was like, so Texas, you're now number 3. Like, Dante Moore has to be up there. Did he get his ass kicked by D'Angelo Pons and Brian Haynes? Yes, he did. But sure, like, good thing, you know, he's going to be great for some fucking reason that nobody can identify at all. Like, he was a
Dante Moore hater.
Right. He was a bum at UCLA. Dylan Raiola looks halfway better than him already. Like, this is insane.
You know that former Jet Scout guy that, like, I don't know if Fernando Mendoza, like, peed in his kids' Cheerios or something at one point, but he's the bitter, like, and just, this is his brand right now. I need you to become that with Dante Moore. I want, like, I promise you this. I will promise you this. It's like, I will clip every single interception he has, every fumble he has, if you promise to put it out.
Yeah. Well, because you're going to be on me about fucking, Dylan Thieneman, so I need to be.
No, and then I want this to happen because I know next April, like Dante Moore, Tim will move the needle on Dante Moore. He will drop in the draft, and the Bears will take him. And that's what it's going to be my favorite day in the world.
Listen, but yes, I will do every time Dante Moore throws a completed pass, I go, yeah, I mean, good job by the receiver for having hands. They caught it. Like, this is
elite offensive line.
Yes. All of the things. So yes, this is
please, like, do that. Please.
This is college football going, oh, but look at Oregon. Look at all their recruiting rankings the last few years. Look at all this. They've got to be higher. Mind you, they're having an entire coaching staff turnover. We'll see how that goes. Dan Lanning never has been an offensive genius. Okay. I don't, like, people are just projecting better from Arch Manning just because, like, I think he could be better. Yes. And was Texas my pick to win the national title last year? Yes, they were. But it's kind of insane to pick them right now to be better. The only team to me that has made more sense to potentially be above Indiana has been Ohio State. And they've been a really, really dominant top 3 team the last couple of years. Julian Sain comes back. They have the best wide receiver, the best player in the country in Jeremiah Smith. Okay, you could talk me into it. I get it. But again, I don't know why Julian Sain is suddenly going to be better next year. Why is Julian Sain going to be better? We have not seen talent development out of the quarterback position from Ohio State. He made critical mistakes throughout his last game. Like, why is Julian Sain, just because he was an Elite 11 quarterback? Like, this is the thing that I think has hindered people in viewing Indiana, is like everybody's reflex of how and why they develop an opinion is a general notion of, well, look at their recruiting rankings. These recruits generally get better. They will get better and they will come to fruition. But then they apply it to the team. And what everybody has failed to really recalibrate on is that the teams in college football do not have the aggregate star talent that they used to. So yes, they do still have some 5 stars and 4 stars, but they don't have as many. So all these programs have less, like, outs in terms of talent development. The Alabamas and Georgias of the world before had, oh, well, if this guy doesn't work out, we have another 5-star. And eventually, out of the 5 stars, you will find somebody that's good. But you don't have as much behind that. I think Indiana is definitely getting boned here, but that's fine. Listen, the reality is they're going to be a preseason top 10 team and should be really preseason top 5. And that's the trajectory where we're going as a program. But they are absolutely getting killed in some of these, off-season polls.
Well, and not only that, but they're probably going to be 6th in the AP preseason poll if that's what we saw from a lot of media outlets post-spring. I don't know what else changes. Like, would it surprise me if they drop 2 spots? No, because that's just what happens with Indiana. But I will say the thing that Indiana has going for them, their schedule is very easy to start this season.
Yeah.
So there's no reason why they shouldn't be undefeated going into the Ohio State game. And if you win the Ohio State game, I don't think it really matters if you lose 1 or 2 more games. You are going to the college football playoff. If you are starting that high off a national championship.
Yes, you're right.
And if you beat Ohio State, like the Ohio State game is almost a play-in game. Now, if you lose to Ohio State, can you still play in? For sure. But like if you win that game, I don't know what would ever knock us off. Like you book your
They'd have
tickets,
to lose every game. They'd have to lose. They'd have to hit 4 losses. 4 losses. But then you're talking about losing to Purdue or some bullshit. Like
which you shouldn't be.
This is not going to happen
anyways.
Yeah.
Like you might cancel your program if that happens to you. But no, it's funny actually clipping the best of shows. We were so respectful of Ohio State. Like we were like, you have a clip. I don't think I include it, but you're like, there are the 3 best teams are Ohio State, Indiana, Oregon. And we're like, we don't want to see either of those teams again. This was all before the seeding came out.
Yeah.
Luckily, we didn't see Ohio State again because, Indiana is one of the 2026 teams, one of the best teams ever. And Ohio State was right there.
Yeah.
There till the end. And they would have, tied the game or whatever, and Fernando would get the ball back, and it would have been interesting, like, into the game if they had actually had a kicker. But, like, it's still, like, they were an elite team, and all the props to Ohio State last year. And they do return a lot on the offensive side of the ball, where I would say the response to your Julian saying, like, how is Julian saying, like, going to get better? They haven't shown development there. It's true, and it's funny how bad Ohio State quarterbacks end up being in the league. But their offensive line should be better. The offensive line,
their running game should be better
last year.
Yep,
and their running game should be better, and that will help Julian Sain. No matter what, that will help Julian Sain. All right, so let's switch over to Indiana basketball news. Tim,
hell yeah, the people are clamoring.
You wanted size. You said, give me some size. We get Clemens Sokolov from Germany. Germany's defense has never failed.
Oh man, that is brutal. Well, I felt we rounded out our size in terms of playing time with Saget Yamagalu. I'm going to figure out his name. I apologize, but everybody knows who I'm talking about. This guy, if he plays more than 40 total minutes the entire season, it's a problem. Like,
really?
Yeah, no, this guy should not be playing.
You're not expecting a lot from Sokolov.
No, this should not be. I mean, the reality is we should basically be playing 2 bigs in conference play in March Madness. And if he plays, it should be like a blowout in an early season non-con or something like that. Or if he's consistently like in Big Ten or the tournament averaging 7 minutes a game, it's because somebody else got injured and was out the whole year.
Okay.
So to me, this is all about like that kid gets to probably collect a little bit of a check. He gets to go to a major college basketball program and develop a little bit in practice, and then get to transfer to Georgia Tech and maybe get some playing time in a couple of years. Which I don't blame again. And I don't blame us for adding, like, we do need legitimate size. This is a good European type prospect, to some degree, but this guy should not be positively impacting our season next year.
Shout out Jamie Jordan, who I'm looking at his 11 scholarships roster, depth chart, or whatever that Indiana has. He says that we have 2 spots left. Since he tweeted that, there's been rumors that Myles Rice is on campus. And I need Tim to walk me through a couple things, because definitely as soon as Indiana basketball season's done, I kind of black it out. Like, I just don't really think about it. I remember Myles Rice's name, and did he get a lot of scorn from fans? And then also, how does he still have eligibility left?
I don't know how he has eligibility. I'd have to research his record. Yes, I think there's
And
a
he's not for sure back. Like he could
no.
have just been coming back for his girlfriend's graduation.
Yeah, it could have been any number of reasons. Um, and maybe he's like exploring it or something, whatever. And I I think it's a lot of people just being scorned by the transfer portal. Um, I I don't need the Myles Rice experience, and this is where I'm at. Like I saw it. I saw the Myles Rice experience. I saw it in Big Ten play. There was nothing promising about it. I don't think he's better than what he was, and I don't think that's helpful for the team. The reality is this team better fucking make the tournament with 76 teams now going next year.
Oh, I forgot to add that to our agenda. I mean, it's just so defeating. It's like they're ruining all of college postseasons.
Yeah. Well, and this thing, but they're not a national title contender. They're not a Final Four contender. I would rather those minutes go to like Vaughn Kavarla as a freshman to get a little bit more development and game time play, i.e. your comments about Trent Sisley last year, because who cares if we're the 11 seed or the 10 seed or the 9 seed or even in the stupid playoff, like playing game. Like I would just rather have the development time for these other guys than just be like, oh, cool, we got Myles Rice for 9 minutes a game. What? Why? So he can brick 2 threes, maybe catch a layup on a back cut, have a turnover. Like, what do I care? I don't need the Myles Rice experience anymore. We saw it. It's not anything, right? If this were a team that had like Final Four hopes and we're like, yeah, man, I'd really have at least like a veteran backup guard, to buy us some time here and there. If we have, okay, fine. But we're not at that level. Like Myles Rice should go play on the bench at Florida or a Duke or something else, but he can't because he's not good. So I'm out.
I look at the roster. Thank you, James Jordan, for putting this up. They're better.
Yeah.
So, and I did you hear the Darian DeVries' interview where someone asked him about Ryan Carr? And he was very quick to be like, it was a staff effort. There's a lot of staff put stuff. It's like, yeah. Like he's seen the tweets of
I bet
the only reason why this roster looks good is Ryan Carr.
And he should be fucking thanking Ryan Carr. I mean, buddy, it is some people need to understand some workplace dynamics a little bit better. They hired in somebody to do a key crucial part of your job, really. And yeah, other programs are developing this too, but like in other successful programs, the roster construction is really led by the head coach. And it's, I think, very clear that this is being led by the, general manager type position in Ryan Carr and not the head coach. And buddy, you need to read the room a little bit. Who cares? Let him be the roster construction. Let him be the kitchen shopper, and you're the chef with the ingredients. Then that, if I was Darian DeVries' agent, that's what I'd be telling him. This is how you spin this. Be like, yeah, great. It's really hard. I can't get out to every game. I can't watch all the things. Like I've got to develop the people when they're here. I'm working with the team, and Ryan and I work in concert, and I'm excited about these players too. And so I've signed off on them, and I'm going to develop them. And that's what you got to lean into. The problem is he's got to actually develop them, and I'm dubious about his ability to do that.
Yeah. Well, and just want to say, like, put in the comments if there was actually more to the context. I only read like just Twitter snips.
I saw the clip.
Like, I didn't see the whole clip. But I just thought it's not how I would have answered that question. Let's just say that. Like, I would have been like, Ryan's great. He really helps us and all this stuff. And, he works with our assistant coaches, and it's just such a great time to, like, good team effort by everybody. Like, it didn't come across like that.
I would have
written form.
Listen, my real advice would have been also, you got to put the pressure right back on Ryan Carr, DDV. Like, you got to be like, yeah, it's, you got to be out there networking and running in all these sort of camps and leagues. And so, Ryan's really taking the reins on that. So I'm hopeful about like what it'll come to fruition. Like, so when these guys don't pan out, you put the blame right back on him. Yeah. Like you gotta, it was just, his media savvy is not very good. I'll say that for you.
No,
it is.
No, it's not.
little tough there. So
Yeah.
ultimately, yeah, I'll just say that
This is such it's like, again, this is a May 10th conversation.
yeah.
But Indiana has had 3 straight coaches that just don't get the media at all. And
And
it's
have
like, this is a
no ability to work. Yeah.
huge job. And they are just, Scott, Mr. Dolson, please put in you did a great job on football. We're very happy about that. But inevitably, when you're looking for the next men's basketball coach, add media savvy and charisma into your list of requirements.
Yeah, look no
I'm just
further
saying.
than the university to the south at Kentucky and what Mark Pope is doing. Like, cannot like this is it's a social job. These are people, and we need to hire somebody with some charisma. Like, this is not good.
So I'm very curious of why
I'm
you
out
just
on
said that.
DDV.
Are you
Obviously,
talking about recruiting weekends where it's been reported he's super awkward, or are you talking about him like, oh, okay, because he came out this week and he
I
was
would say
like,
those things go hand in
Indiana or
hand.
Kentucky fans reply to this tweet and I'll answer your questions. Like, he was talking to fans directly, which is interesting to say the least. Like, you don't see that from a lot of people, but I didn't know.
I would just say that if I think these two things are highly correlated, right? Your actual ability to be a good recruiter is probably indicative of your ability to be in front of a press conference or to manage a social media presence, to manage how you talk about the teams and talk about other people. Like that, like those two things I think go hand in hand. And we're not seeing this out of DDV. And Mark Pope is probably better with the media in that like exact measurement, but
he just can't coach his way out of a paper bag.
Right. So this is gonna be tough. We'll see how it goes.
All right. So I think in the fall and during this offseason, we'll be paying attention to what our guys are doing in the NFL. And it's obviously rookie mini camp season. So a lot of guys are starting to get clipped and put online, and you're seeing some contracts signed, or Jonathan Brady signed a contract. Khalil Benson got a higher level contract than his invite. Like, I think he got like a mini camp or a practice squad or something. So pretty cool for that to happen. Tim, I just want to ask you, this was a blaze on Twitter the last week. Let me know who this guy looks like for those who maybe can't hear it because you're on the audio version. We're watching clips of a guy in a red jersey and silver and black doing some great play action, going to the side. And Twitter was alight saying that he looked like a certain quarterback. Would you like to drop who Fernando Mendoza was looking like in his throwing motion?
Because you know who he looks like? He looks like Brock Purdy. That's exactly what he looks like.
He looks like Tom Brady. Twitter has said it.
Yeah, that's
a lazy.
It's a lazy take because Tom Brady owns the Raiders. If Tom Brady owned the fucking Titans, they would not be saying this.
It is a scared take because you will not say it because he's the greatest of all time. So there's no way that anything can be compared to him, even though his throwing motion's the same, the way he prepares is the same. Just saying.
He's Brock Purdy.
No one will ever he's not going to win 8 championships. So no one's going to tell me that I'm right, but I'm right.
No, I think you're pretty wrong.
Taller than Brock Purdy.
Sure. Yeah, he does his size is more. Tom Brady's 6'5" too, so okay, but I think he moves like Brock Purdy. I'll stick to that. That's fine.
Okay. Watch on YouTube and Spotify. That video didn't have any sound, I don't think. So watch on YouTube and Spotify if you want to watch the Fernando Mendoza clip. But it's the one that was going viral this past week of him at minicamp. Is Kalon Black have the most pressure? Fernando's the most pressure. Second most pressure of any of the draftees going into that specific scenario?
He's Kalon Black will be subject to the most criticism early on. I will say that. People will give Fernando the entire season. They'll give him a whole second season before they really. I mean, there's already the Dan Orlovskis of the world or whatever else, but it's a rookie quarterback, so those guys get pretty long leashes, generally speaking. I think Kalon Black will need to try to help prove Kyle Shanahan right. That'll be really tough. I do think Elijah Surratt will have some eyeballs on him. Just because the Baltimore Ravens passing attack has always been looking for a different kind of wide receiver one. And I don't know that Elijah Surratt is really going to be that, or they're hoping that he is, but they've got Zay Flowers as a underneath sort of slot gadget guy. Rashad Bateman has been in and out and not really been super great. I think there's going to be some
They
some
drafted
hope out of
Jacoby
Baltimore.
Lane. I like the Jacoby Lane pick from LSU or USC.
Right. Yeah. So I think the interesting, it'll be interesting how they view Elijah Surratt ultimately in Baltimore. But you're right that Kalen Black, the first time he gets stuffed at the goal line, is going to be that wasting a pick again, like absolutely out of San Francisco. So you are right to.
Kyle Shanahan's going on freaking Rich Eisen's show and talking 7 minutes about Kalen Black's draft pick, which was a fascinating clip if you've watched the whole thing. But I'm sitting there like I'm sitting in the pool trying to clip this thing, and I'm like, it's going so long. Like he is talking about this so long. Like, how do I get this down to they'll tell you don't really clip most things over a minute. So I'm trying to get down to the minute. I ended up at like a minute 42 because I'm like, I don't know how to clip. He's talking so much about the process of selecting Kalen Black and what he looks at. It was a very interesting like draft behind the scenes, but you don't get that much in the offseason on a national show from your coach unless your coach is really confident that pick is going to work, and the fans are not confident at all. They are not confident. We were quoted in like a fan blog, by the way, for Kirkwood and Dunn. Like that's how like they're writing and they're taking our quotes.
Yeah,
like Kalen Black.
I got faith that Kalen Black I think will be moderately successful.
Yeah.
But it's still going to come. It's really just going to come down to a value thing, because what will happen inevitably is that the 49ers will have like a very clear hole somewhere else in their team, and they'll go, wait, but we have Christian McCaffrey. Like we spent a 3rd round pick on a backup running back that in the best case is a backup goal line kind of running back or something else. And we have like no cornerbacks, right? Like there's going to be something else. So outside of Kalen Black winning Rookie of the Year because Christian McCaffrey goes down, he's got a real uphill battle to climb ultimately to be viewed as successful and worthy of that pick.
Well, and Shanahan clearly went after that take and his thing when he was like, we valued him at this level and we knew other teams were going to draft him in the 4th round and this was the opportunity to take him, and so we took him, right? Yeah. And I think that's the biggest or support that Kyle Shanahan is showing. Okay, I didn't write this on the agenda, but can we just laugh for a second? And Notre Dame fans live rent free, blah, blah, blah. I won't clip this because that's what their reaction will be to this. But you and I are football fans. We just need to talk about this for a second. Jeremiah Love getting the record high for a running back, guaranteed contract of $53 million. The amount of pressure, one, Arizona Cardinals are the dumbest franchise maybe in sports right now.
Oh, yeah.
Number 2, the pressure that is going to be on that guy. That guy better be Christian McCaffrey for that to work, which is insane to put that much pressure on one dude. I just am blown away by obviously the rookie scale and then and that it's a record pick, and it's because where they picked him. It's not because of his ability.
Exactly. It's exactly that.
But we have
the opportunity,
is still dumb. If he falls short, to laugh at it for the next decade. The next decade.
We should figure out some sort of like Kalen Black versus Jeremiah Love like bet or something. Like I don't know. We'll have to think about it. This was off topic.
I think it's got to be rushing touchdowns, right? Because like you got to think like that would be in our favor.
There's some there, but like what if Kalen Black ends up with 8 rushing touchdowns next year and Jeremiah Love has 6? Like, oops, Arizona Cardinals. Yeah.
Even though like Arizona's got Jacoby, I think Jacoby Brissett's their starting quarterback. Yeah, it's going to be a bad time in Tempe, and it just is a perfect opportunity for us at Kirkwood and Dunn to make some content when Jeremiah Love gets blown up.
I will sneaky say this. I would argue that this is actually a better tank job by the Arizona Cardinals because they also drafted Carson Beck. And
True.
so they're like,
So
sure,
maybe they are the
who
smartest
cares?
franchise.
Spend it on the running back now, like whatever.
True.
We need a good running back in 3 years with our quarterback Arch Manning, or Dante Moore. And so
Yeah.
spend it now.
Josh
let
Hoover.
burn through his legs. Yeah, like whatever. Tyler Cherry, starting quarterback for the Arizona Cardinals in 2029. So it may actually be a good tanking job by them of like, yeah, he's not meant to be good this year. We're not trying to be good this year.
Yeah, it's kind of
we
what
want to
the
have the
Raiders
number
did.
one pick. Yeah.
Yeah. But still, third overall
is tough. It is
okay,
tough.
so shout out New York Jets social media team. They know to put Omar Cooper Jr. and D'Angelo Pons on any of their social media clips from rookie camp because people immediately just like, I just know, like I have Alec Keyser notifications on and I'm going to get some D'Angelo Pons content as soon as it's out because Alec is, I think, a PR guy for D'Angelo Pons.
He's going to the family cookout, I believe. I think he's getting the invite to the Pons family cookout.
He is going to the Pons family cookout.
I bet the Pons family cookout is fucking awesome, by the way. Like,
I know. We only say this out of jealousy.
Yeah.
we're not making fun. We're jealous.
Sir D'Angelo, Senior Pons, please invite Kirkwood and Dunn to the Pons family cookout. I'll bring whatever you need.
Omar Cooper Jr. selects number 83. Any strong opinions on his receiver rookie number?
I like it. I mean, we need to get back to wide receivers wearing 80s numbers.
88, 81.
Yeah, I think 83 is a good number.
85.
Yeah, I think I like it.
Who's the best 83 of all time? I don't know off the top of my head, so I'm going to Google.
Chris Carter?
He was 80.
Yeah. Dang.
Best number 83. Andre Reed.
Yeah.
Wes Welker. Willie Gaunt. 85 Bears.
Nah. No.
I think Andre Reed.
Andre Reed is probably the answer. Yeah. Huh. Hey, well, good on Omar, right? He's got a chance to be the best 83 ever. That's pretty sweet.
I like it. I like setting that up. All right.
D'Angelo Pons, not the best 23 ever. So that's going to be tough. So good on him. But I did like the 2 + 3 equals try 5. Like, all right. I like it.
Isn't Garrett Wilson 5? Is that why he can't get 5?
That's also true. But I like it. I do expect the D'Angelo Pons, like the collection of these jerseys next year at Upstairs Pub is going to be a rainbow from Mendoza jerseys to Pons to Surratt purple Ravens jerseys. Like these are going to go hard in the Darty scene in Bloomington.
I'm a Chiefs fan, so I will never do it.
Khalil Benson jersey, let's go.
Yes, but no, not Khalil Benson. That Raiders 15 Mendoza is going to be sick.
Yeah,
that's going to be a sick jersey. I will never buy it. I can't do it, but.
Because it's the in division team. That's tough.
Correct. It's my rival, right? Like it's like the Chiefs and Raiders. Raider week is like what they do around Chiefs fans, and like I want Fernando to be successful, but like it is really tough. And I think we have a couple Chiefs fans that listen. I think they'll agree with me. It's going to be a little bit tough. All right. Speaking of jerseys. Ryan on Twitter, Ryguy, RYGY13.
Great follow.
One of the best follows. He does such a great job. He does stuff around Chicago teams as well as Indiana teams. Former Indiana, he's an Indiana alum. Also, I think worked in like graphic design at Indiana's athletic department, which they did not take advantage of him when he was there. He asked an interesting question this week, and I wanted Tim's reaction to it. As people know, we've had a few programs in our history win national championships. The only one that I don't know if they do this or not is swim and dive, but I know men's soccer and I know men's basketball. They put stars on their jerseys for their national championships. Stars is popular in soccer to do, like just globally. Like when you win, you put a star, World Cup to national championship. Basketball is, I think, kind of unique that they do it that way. They do it across the shorts for their 5 national championships. Would you want them to add a star for Indiana football?
1,000% yes. And I think Swim and Dive does it on like a warm-up jacket. I don't think it's on their
Okay.
actual suits.
Okay.
Because it's
It's a
also
lot of stars. They have a ton of stars.
particularly for the men, it's sort of like it's a small little Speedo, and it's like, do you want that on the front part of your private area or the back part? There's not a lot of options for
Drawing a
that place to go.
lot of attention.
Anyway. But I absolutely want IU football, dude. I think the big question is, is it a gold star or a white star? Or like a color scheme star? Because I think the men's
I
basketball
think
team,
it'd be a color
it's
scheme.
red or white. And then like, where do you put it? Right. Because ideally we're going to rack up more of these. I kind of like inside of the stripes on the helmet as a location, probably on the back, just to start on the back, but the front would be a weird place. But like, there's like old football, not even IU, but like 1930s football would put logos and stickers and stuff on the like forehead of the helmet, right? So that could be interesting. I like it there. Otherwise, I think the back of the jersey, just above the nameplate, is classy. It's understated, and I think a place to go. But I think you and I are in agreement. Indiana should be doing everything possible to market and say we were the national champions of the 2025-2026 season. I want stars everywhere. I want statues. I want banners. I want streets to be renamed. I want pavement to be like done over. Why isn't 17th Street? You know what we should be doing? I should ask a person that I know about this. Like 17th Street should just be repaved like red and white. How do we like get that like as a red asphalt? Is that even possible? I'm like openly questioning this right now, but like, how awesome would that be? There should be nonstop publication and like reminding of people that we won the national title at 25-26.
First of all, I love it on the helmet, but I say this with all due respect to whoever does our helmet stickers and creates those things. No, because the star would fall off.
It falls off. The IU trident gets
halfway
ripped
through
off
every game.
Yeah. Tyree
Elijah
Tucker
Hardy would literally just like his star would be like
yeah.
half. It like literally that's what it would be. Like not our helmet sticker manufacturer is terrible. I don't know who it is, but they're terrible.
Yeah.
So no, let's not do that. And then put it on the jersey, which I agree with you, probably above the nameplates where I'd put it. But then I'll just look at that and go, I wonder if my Chinese jersey supply company will be able to put that star there.
I wonder if Temu is going to get the details down on the star and where it should be. That's tough.
I am connecting dots though, that because Indiana is coming out with a new jersey this year, we do know this because during spring ball they used last year's jerseys as the practice jerseys. I bet you there's something.
Yeah,
I bet you there's something.
There has to be.
But Ryan's had really good ideas before that Indiana has not followed. Like candy striping the end zone is an absolutely no-brainer, and it will never happen, and it drives me insane.
There's so many. He's got lots of great stuff. I think he was really one of the first that put out like the black script Indiana basketball jerseys a couple of years ago that the team has now worn and the women's team wears. Like he does really, really good stuff. I don't know why Adidas hasn't hired him like to be a designer. Like, hey, this is, I think you and I are in full agreement. Like the real lack of merchandising support behind Indiana I'd argue that's more important than the problems with recruiting in the Trent McGee era. Like we need to be on Adidas's ass for like way better merch, volume of merch, getting it out. Like it's insane.
Okay. Wednesday we'll be back. We'll have news and notes if there's anything that comes out between now and then. But then we're going to do our rankings. We're going to get back into our rankings flow. I have a proposal for you of our Wednesday ranking. The top 10, now help me phrase this correctly. The top 10 most outlandish conspiracy theories around why Indiana all of a sudden got good. So we don't have to discuss the tip picks.
Yeah.
But, I mean, we can come up with 10. We can come up. We got to be specific.
Yeah.
But we can come up with 10.
How about like a top 10 of, like, what's the word I'm looking for? Like discredits, or like basically the top 10 ways that people tried to not give Indiana its flowers.
Yeah,
I need to think of
discredit is the good word for that, but yeah.
or like the top 10
And we
Indiana
in our
slights.
spectrum, like our ranking is like the 10th most like dumb one to like hilarious, dumb to hilarious. Like ones that aren't even funny to all the way up.
I would think funny is number 10, and it's just whatever. And then number 1 would be like, you are factually just wrong, right, about these things. Like you're not even close.
See, that's funny. See, I think this is going to be a great ranking because you and I are going to have different perspectives
of what should be number
what's
1.
going to be 10 through 1. Okay,
I think it's
try
like
that.
top 10 slights about Indiana football or something like that, right? Like,
yeah.
Neither of us are wordsmiths here, so we're gonna have to ChatGPT. What is another word for slights or discredit? I don't even know.
I'm wearing a Kelly School of Business shirt. They just released like an AI course. Maybe I should take that and try to figure out how to do this ranking. If you have any suggestions on the chat, like give us a comment. But that's what I think. I want to do that because I've just seen some absolutely hilarious ones that we should rank.
Ooh, I like that. Smears. I mean, the other thing that Google Gemini suggested was slurs, which we will not be using.
Top 10 slurs. Yeah. This will be this will be good.
I like top 10 Indiana smears, like smear campaigns.
You and
I
think our goal, you and I have to get to at least 8 or 9 written on our list to be sure that we can get to 10 together.
We have enough. Yeah. That's where I'm like, I feel like we would have the same like 8. And then
that's why it can't be a draft.
Yeah.
We gotta like, this has to be a ranking where we're only selecting from 11 slurs.
Yeah, maybe not slurs.
Smears.
Smear campaigns, belittles, denigrations.
I mean, just go read a Miami fan's timeline and you're going to find like 7.
That's true. Just go to Alabama message board.
Well, this is where like obviously the Indiana Alabama thing's been active for the last week and a half. It's there. The last thing, we'll wrap this up. Sorry, everybody. It's been a long episode, but I haven't talked to Tim. We don't talk when we don't do the podcast. Like, it's just like, this is the only time we get to catch up.
You've been working on your tan for a week. So this has been important news.
Why in the world do national podcasts, like people that consider themselves national, covering all the things, continue to leave Indiana and Ohio State off of like top 5 schedules or top 5 games?
Oh, top 5 games. Yeah, it's insane.
It's insane. I don't like this. Like, even if you hate Indiana, like you think they sucked last year, wouldn't you take that game so that Ohio State like can prove like Indiana was a fraud or something?
Right.
I don't know.
Ohio State, Texas.
And it's not just them. Like, it's like on 3, like big Ari Wasserman and like all them as well.
I think people at this stage are more drawn to non-conference games because it's like, oh, cool.
Yeah.
We know they're validating the idea that these teams like want to play against each other, whereas like Indiana and Ohio State they have to, like in the conference rules or whatever else. So like, I can't believe they're missing out on it because it will be an undefeated Indiana team, an undefeated Ohio State team, probably like number 1 versus number 3. Maybe not. Ohio State could lose to Texas, so I will say that. But why is insane that this is not a top 5 game of the year? It will be. It'll be huge.
It will be huge, and hopefully you all stick around. You can follow Tim at TB Hoosiers on X. You can follow me at ST McGee. You can find us at Kirkwood and Dunn on Facebook.
Woo!
I cannot believe I'm saying that. Instagram, TikTok, all those fun things, and obviously X at Kirkwood and Dunn. Please like and subscribe this episode. It really does help us out a lot. Helps out putting out comments. It gets us into the algorithm a lot better. And you guys, it doesn't cost you a dime to watch Kirkwood and Dunn, which is pretty exciting. So for Tim, I'm Trent. It's good to be back. We'll see you on Wednesday for our ranking when we figure out all the smears. I don't think I could do smear. Like, it just feels weird to say. Of all the disses of the Indiana football team, we'll see you next time.